Good morning, Modern Homesteaders. It's nice and warm this morning. It's 34 degrees out. It's supposed to get in the 40s today. Rain and 50s and an inch of rain all in all. So we need to get our homestead picked up before we get all that rain, because all this snow, especially by the barns, it's gonna turn into a sloppy mess. And then after the 50s, we're gonna get back down in the teens at night, so everything will freeze in place. And that's not any fun.
Come on, come in. Run. Come on. Good morning now. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. You gonna lay us some eggs today? You've been slacking. I know. It's been mostly overcast like this lately, no sun, so it's gonna mess with your egg production. But I need some more eggs for breakfast. I had to go out and buy a dozen of eggs. There you go, we gave you some sunflower seeds. We haven't had to buy a dozen eggs in probably 5-6 years. So this year, New York City is like completely not laying, which we're expected that, but and the new flock isn't laying well either. So it's kind of got us confused, but I think it's the breeds. They're not as hardy as some of the other breeds we've used to have. Good morning, Hope. How many babies you got inside, huh? You're getting awfully large. Come on. If you're not pregnant, Hope, you're putting on quite a bit of weight.
Oh, you're gonna start grabbing my hand like piano now?
It's already starting to warm up right now. It's supposed to get into the 50s, and then we're supposed to get over an inch of rain in the next 24 hours. And then it's gonna get in the 20s, so all these snowbanks are gonna turn to ice. So we need to get the homestead cleaned up and picked up before we get this kind of weather coming in. It should be starting any time now. So let's get cleaned up so we don't have frozen snowbanks everywhere. You helping, Figaro? I guess first we should take the mower deck off the Kubota. We won't be doing any lawn mowing for probably 4 to 5 months now. Don't worry, we got the foreman on the job. Keep an eye on us, Figaro. to change our fuel filter, so perfect time to be taking our mower deck off. The mower deck's got to come off so we can get our fuel filter anyways. So if it is the fuel filter, we should have just enough time to start it, lower it up, shut it off, jig and jag the deck, and then we'll get the deck off. Don't know, I might not hear the fuel pump running. Usually you hit a fuel pump. I think I faintly hear it, so let's get the mower deck off and we'll get this all checked out. And you'll get a jack, because we got to jack up the tractor so we can slide this out. Bummer. I hope it's just the filter, not the pump. Lowered back down. Alright, let's get under here. Take a peek. I'm hoping it's just a plugged fuel filter. We got spare fuel filters here. Oh yeah. See all that sediment right there in the bottom of the fuel filter? She's a little dirty and it actually looks frozen. Usually happens quite a bit, so I keep some spare fuel filters around. The fuel filter location has to be the worst design flaw on these Kubota BX series tractors. I don't know if the bigger tractors have them or not. This fuel filter plugs up way too easy and it's in the worst location. They do make, not Kubota, but I forget who it is, it's a filter manufacturer company that makes a kit that you can mount. It's either on this side or that side right here. An external fuel filter that looks like an oil filter over here with a water separator. I need to do one of those. I keep saying it and I keep putting it off, but maybe this year will be the year that I finally install one of those. I wanted to grab a flashlight. You know what I forgot to grab? A flashlight. Oh, she's definitely not frozen. I get a little bit of a diesel bath, but that's frozen. Oh, that's dirty. That fuel filter's just a little dirty. Gross. I'm hoping that was the issue. That fuel filter would be a lot easier to change out if it wasn't under the tractor. Let's see. I can hear the fuel filter this time. Yeah, that's the fuel filter. So it's pumping. I don't know if it's just me, but every time we have a time crunch, especially when it comes to the weather coming in, something always goes awry with a piece of equipment. I'm glad it was just the fuel filter, but I'm surprised it was the fuel filter. It was running perfectly fine when I parked it a couple of weeks ago, but it's fixed. Now we can get our snowbanks cleaned up before that rain comes in. And we don't have to worry about having frozen snowbanks, especially right here in front of these doors. These mounds aren't that big, but if they get wet and then frozen in place, they'll be there all winter long. Unlock the girls in their stalls for a little while, and we'll clean out up here, get the gates open and clean up. We got some pretty big snowbanks over there, and there's nothing worse than frozen snowbanks at the homestead all winter long, because once they freeze, that means they'll be here till April or May. What are you doing, girls? Hope? You gotta stay in. I'll let you out in a few minutes. That was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. I don't think I've had that gate opened since we installed it. We don't use it very often, but I put it here for loading and unloading animals with trailers and for snow removal. Good thing I know somebody who can fix that. And it's because I'm trying to drive the tractor, operate the bucket, and run the GoPro all at the same time. So I better put the camera down and we'll get some still shots on a time lapse while I finish this up. We don't want to break any more of those little tiny strips. Luckily, it's just merely a flesh wound. I'll have to get another one. Well, luckily the damage to the barn is minimal. It's all part of videoing. You're just always trying to get the shot, so sometimes stuff like that happens. You ladies ready to come back out now? All that commotion. I know, I hit your barn. What did you think of that? Oh, sure, you gotta rub it in right where I hit the building. You gotta check it all out now. You girls are crazy. Does that taste good there, Willow? Usually I clean out the stalls every morning, but I figured I'd wait to do the boys until I had the tractor out. And that way I wasn't lugging buckets from here to the compost piles. I figured I'd take advantage of having machinery out to help us out. Oh, smelly boys, I got some fresh shavings for you to pee on. Man, they sure do stink. We should be ready for the big rain now. Hopefully we don't get any flooding. We'll find out shortly.
Can you hear it? Sounds open.
They're full of spunk today.
Whoa.
It's warm out.
Yeah, Did you make some eggs?
You lay us eggs since it's warmed up? Maybe, just maybe we'll have one egg in there.
Maybe.
That'd be so nice.
Oh, that rocket.
Wait. How many?
One. That's one more than we've got, you think? That
Sure
bigger
is.
one. Wow,
Nice.
that's a big one. Not hit my basket. Keep breaking them.
We got 5 eggs today.
I'll break 6.
That'd be
Yep.
nice.
5 or 6.
5 or more.
Dude, what happened right here?
Somebody laid an egg.
That's 2.
Just 2? What are they thinking?
This is not 5.
Maybe tomorrow we'll have more with the warm weather. I guess the breeds that we got for your flock, Livies, don't like the winter.
I have leftover chicken. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna make, so I am going to make chicken Devon. Melt some butter, make a roux. Stir in my, just get my flour here. So I just added in chicken broth and then I added in milk. It was a cup of chicken broth and half a cup of milk. And I just made the chicken broth. That's one of the reasons I cooked up a chicken, because we love to have chicken broth on hand. We use it for a lot of things that we cook. So we love chicken, but most of all we really love to broth. You can cook your rice in it, cook anything in it, make soups, stews. It's always great to have broth or chicken stock on hand. So I'm just gonna get this bubbly, and then I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of sour cream. So I'm just gonna add my sour cream to this. And I'm just gonna wait for my broccoli to get steamed some, and then add my chicken. all pretty in my casserole dish. I'm just gonna get it in the oven at 375 for about 15-20 minutes.
This chicken Devon is delicious. If you guys like chicken cordon bleu or any of the ingredients by itself, you need to try it. I'll have the recipe linked in the video description down below. So good. I bet you this will become one of our new additions to leftover chicken. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. It is raining cats and dogs right now, guys. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but it'll be interesting to see what the homestead looks like in the morning. It got into the upper 50s tonight, so it's gonna be crazy to see what we wake up to. It's pretty dark out right now, so thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps, and we'll see you right back here in the next video at Lumnah Acres.